Hello everyone, my name is McKinsy Hickman and I'm here with Miss Latashia Owens, who is a program manager and recruiter for AMPACT. And I'm so excited to have her on the Wildcat Way Show today. Latashia, just kind of tell us a little bit about you, what your kind of growing up situation is like, where you grew up, where you live, why you chose to come to PRCC, and then we'll kind of get into it.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me. Again, my name is Latashia Owens, and I'm a program manager with AMPACT. We also are a Americorps program, which is a national volunteerism program. I am a native of Columbia, Mississippi, graduated from Columbia High School, and chose Pearl River as my school of choice when I graduated. I grew up in the area. I recently, during the pandemic, graduated from PRCC. Had a great experience, and it has helped me to be successful in the career that I'm in now.
So what made you decide to come back to Pearl River Community College later in life, like in 2020, and do a business management program?
So I was in a management position. I was actually a director with another nonprofit organization, and wanted to give them my best in the program. So I decided to go back to school to just be the best employee that I could be, and to help to grow the program and to be successful. And then the pandemic happened. Of course.
Yes.
So, but even though I didn't know it at the time, it was the best decision for me, because it was actually preparing me for the next step in life, which is where I connected with AMPACT and Americorps. The thing that's great about it, they're both nonprofit organizations, and they're both about service, which is my passion in my heart.
Absolutely. Talking about that passion, how does that roll into your job, what you do, that passion for service? Like, talk about Americorps in that way.
So Americorps is a national service program. It's a national volunteerism program that was established to solve problems in America, bringing people together to volunteer to solve problems. The program, there are several different Americorps programs. Our program here in Mississippi and in Hattiesburg currently now is a tutoring program in Hattiesburg Public School System, tutoring in reading and math. Specifically in those areas. And where my passion connects with that is that what has been found through research is that when children learn to read, and when they do well in school, they tend to do well in life and be active, positive parts of the community. And so my passion is coming in and helping to lay that foundation so they can be successful. And tutoring also has been tied into graduation rates of high school. When studies have been shown, when students that have received tutoring and that are successful readers have a higher percentage of graduation from high school.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense too. I mean, if you can't read well, then you're going to kind of struggle throughout high school and definitely in college too, so that can even help them in their college journey as well. And then you get a math part too, that's another thing too.
The math as well. And I do want to say this as well, because we were talking earlier, and I was telling you about the science behind it, and it is proven our program works. And so we do assessments to monitor progress. So we're not just tutoring, but we're making sure that it's working. But also there's an intangible to it. That intangible is that what we're finding out from the teachers, from the staff at the school, is that the students are building their confidence. They're beginning to believe in themselves, and they're going in that area too. We came to find out that some need the tutoring, but some just need that one-on-one contact and that attention. And what we do is we find those that have a passion to serve and to pour into that one or that two students. We can't save the world, but we can affect change in that one or two students that they spend 20 minutes with per day.
Absolutely. And you know that one person can make a huge difference. And so just being able to, it may not seem like a lot, one or two students, but those impacts are huge as far as like what one or two people can do for a community and the things that they can bring to the table. So I think that's amazing what you're doing. And talk a little bit more about the program and the volunteerism behind it. we talked about the passion and what that means to the program. So kind of talk a little bit about that passion and what you're looking for in those volunteers.
So currently we have already hired all of the volunteers for the 2023-2024 year. We will hire again in October of this year and in January of 2024. So our connection to PRC, which is my alum that I love, would be to find students that may be taking classes online and have a passion to serve, but we could also use some income during that time. We have a living allowance that we provide bi-weekly, and then there's an education award upon a successful completion of the program up to $5,000. They do not have to have any experience as far as tutoring, just a desire to serve, because we train, we do our own lesson plans, and then we have a coaching specialist that walks them through the program. So we're looking for those that have a desire to serve, have that time to serve because it's during school hours, and maybe need some help as far as paying for their education.
Absolutely. So like you said, you provide all the tools necessary that they need to be successful, but they have to come with the energy and the passion for the job.
That is the key component in those coming in, because again, it is tutoring, but it's also, again, that intangible, making that connection with the student. And so there has to be that passion and that desire to better the community, or to help just that.
Absolutely. And that's something that I think the Americorps, their whole thing is about, is that volunteerism and that passion for whatever these students are wanting to do. And so for these volunteers, specifically the education route, for someone that's wanting to maybe be in the education system, or even just has that passion to start, this is for them. So are you looking specifically for more education majors in the school, or can they be from any aspect of schooling?
They can be from any aspect of schooling, because again, it's about service, and our program is from, my boss said, it's from 18 to 50. So anyone from 18, our youngest member last year I think was 20, and our oldest member was 78. So we have retirees, all walks of life. We have retirees. We had one member that was taking a gap year and graduated from college, USM, and wanted to just take some time to actually get in the classroom to make a decision on the direction that they want to go in. So education students will be great, but anyone that has a desire to serve.
So how did you, kind of going back to you, how did you end up in the role that you're in today? Like what kind of led to where you're at today?
So again, the pandemic happened, and I actually, someone reached out to me, a person that I worked with previously, and asked me if I knew anyone that might be interested in working with the organization. And just to be me, when I read the information, and again, PRCC helped to prepare me. When I read that information and what they were looking for, I said, this is the perfect fit for me. There were areas where with service, that's the area. Nonprofit is something that I love because it's meaningful. It's doing a work, but it's also a service at the same time. And so I began to pursue that, and I was hired for the position, and here I am today.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that, and I think they have the perfect person in that position for sure. And then you kind of have talked about Pearl River a couple of times through there and what that's meant to you. So I kind of want to ask you, what does Pearl River mean to you in general? And whenever you talk to someone and you promote Pearl River to them, what are those kind of key things that you fell in love with Pearl River about, and what makes it special to you, and what makes it a great school?
One of the things, the main things, it's a small community. The support is there. It's different from the university where you might not know your professor. The teachers, the instructors they're within reach. They're available. I still have a connection with one of my instructors that I had that's available if I need something that has made itself available to me. Also, it's affordable, and I feel it's the greatest junior college if someone is planning on transferring to a four-year university to get those prerequisites. It's the best place because of the support system.
I think that's one thing that most of the students or most of the alumni talk about is like that faculty and staff, the family atmosphere and stuff that we have here, and how you can get to know your instructors. And like we were talking earlier about an instructor, you being able to reach out to them anytime, even as an alumni from here that's no longer a student, you can still reach out to those professors you made those connections with and be able to get help from them in any kind of way. Ms. Latashia, is there anything else that you would like to speak on as far as Americorps and AMPACT and what you're doing within the community of Hattiesburg that you want the viewers of the Wildcat Way Show to maybe know anything else about your program and what you're doing?
I would just like to reiterate that Americorps is about service, and we're looking for those that want to make a difference in the community. If you're interested in serving, or you might know someone that might be interested in serving, that might be a retiree, someone that just recently graduated from high school, but may want to try and find direction on where they want to go before going to college, have them look up Americorps AMPACT, that's AMPACT, in the state of Mississippi, and just direct them in our way. Help us to recruit. If it's not a good fit for you, one thing I love about Mississippi, word of mouth is the best way to get anything communicated, and so I would like for you to either come aboard, look more into it, or give this information to someone that might come to mind.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming into the Wildcat Way Show and for telling everyone about your program and about PRCC and how it's helped you get to where you are today. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So that's a wrap on this Wildcat Way Show, everyone. Again, Ms. Latashia Owens with AMPACT and Americorps. So excited to have her with us on the show today. Thank you for watching. Continue to follow us on all of our social media platforms and continue to look for Ms. Latashia and the Americorps, and I'll have more information at the end of this episode of how you can get in contact with her if you do know someone or if you yourself would like to volunteer with AMPACT.